Hello. The title of this video tells you what we're going to be doing today at Homegrown Veg here in the United Kingdom. We're going to terminate my Tattie Tea Bag Trial. What I want to do now before we go outside is I want to cut you back to some video that I shot about 2 months ago. It only lasts 4 or 5 minutes, if that. And then come back to me, we'll go outdoors and we'll terminate this Tattie Tea Bag Trial. Let's just check we've got everything before we make a start here. We've got our gloves. We've got our recycled tea bags, used tea bags, biodegradable tea bags. We've got our cut flower water bucket, recycled into a bucket for growing vegetables in. We've got a sawn off pop bottle. We've got a potato plant. This is a potato called Jazzy. Jazzy's a recycled potato. It came off the veg rack indoors. And a recycled yogurt pot. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to empty these tea bags out like this. Okay, and because I don't believe there'll be much sustenance in these tea bags to grow anything in, I'm going to add half a cup of blood fish and bone just to spark it up a bit, just to make sure there's some nutrients in there so that this potato plant hopefully can thrive. I don't know that it will, and at this point I would urge you not to follow me on this one just yet, because I've never done this before. I've never tried to grow anything in used tea bags before, and so I don't know that it'll work, and I don't want to send you down the garden path, so to speak, on something that won't work. So what I'd suggest you do is, watch this video to the end and you'll see the potato going in that bucket. Now I do that, but wait a month or two and there will be a follow-up video, and in that follow-up video hopefully I'll be able to show you some progress, and ultimately I'm hoping that I'm going to be harvesting potatoes from this from these used tea bags. Will it work? I don't know. I've never done it before, have I? So just stick with it. And what we're going to do is, as usual, it's usually 2 inches of soil in the bottom of this bucket. It's going to be 2 inches of tea bags. That looks like 2 inches of tea bags to me. Okay, we'll just move these over here for the time being. And we'll pop this bucket here. Okay, let's take the gloves off for a moment. And get this potato out of here. Now, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. It's not a potato anymore, is it? It's a potato plant. It's got all these roots and it's got these shoots. That's a potato plant. Inside this root ball is one Jazzy potato. that I took from the veg rack indoors some months ago, and since then it's been growing on a windowsill in that yogurt pot. How's that? That's looking good. I'm going to fill this now with these tea bags, the rest of the tea bags. What I don't want them to do is damage any of this top growth, so we're going to protect it using this sawn off pop bottle. How's that? Put the gloves back on because we're going to stick our hands in that mix of tea bags and bloodfish and bone. We'll just pop this top back on here like this. And we'll see if we can do this. Just let them go in like that. Now none of these tea bags are actually touching that potato plant, so there's no chance that they're going to damage it as they drop into the bucket. How's that? How's that? Okay, now all that remains for us to do is to remove this pop bottle, shake these tea bags in. Let's give this a go. How easy was that? How easy was that? Okay, will it work? No idea. We'll find out in a month or two's time, won't we? So, I hope to see you in a month or two's time when we put the follow-up video up. Okay, so this is a first for me, and I'm still not too sure if it'll work, but the signs are good, even after just 2 weeks. Let me show you this. Hey, how about that? It's only been in this bucket 2 weeks. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut you to a still from that original video and take note of where the top of the potato plant is with respect to the top of the bucket. Take note of that. Then we're going to have a closer look at this. Okay, so I think the top of that potato was about 4 inches down, 4 or 5 inches down from the top rim of this bucket. That's what it looked like to me. I didn't measure it at the time, but that's what it looked like. Let's take some of these tea bags out and get a closer look at this top growth. Hey, wouldn't this be good if I could just remove tea bags and then take potatoes off a plant? I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. In fact, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, and neither are you, because I don't think anybody's ever tried this before. At least if they have, I've never seen a video of anybody trying it before, so we don't know what's going to happen. So How much has this grown in those 2 weeks? How much do you reckon? Well, a piece of wood. This is above the rim of this bucket now. If you watch the plant move as I move the wood across, in fact it's nearly level with the top of this, which is about ½ an inch above the top rim of this bucket. I think this plant has grown at least 4 or 5 inches in 2 weeks. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's ridiculous. And bear in mind, it's still quite cold. I know I'm in a greenhouse now and the sun's shining today, but we're having frosty nights. It's cold. I daren't move this outside. I will do eventually, but not at the moment. And I'm expecting these tea bags to start and break down over the weeks and months. They haven't at the moment. They're still intact. But hey, the signs are good, aren't they? What do you think? The signs are good. So, a potato growing in biodegradable tea bags 2 weeks after it was planted. So in a few months' time we'll do a reveal. We'll see if there's any potatoes on this plant. There'll probably be an update in between then and now to see how we're doing. But hey, we haven't got any potatoes yet, so we're not saying yeah it works, but we're not saying it doesn't work. So far we've got a potato plant that looks reasonably healthy, and it's a potato plant called Jazzy. So let's see where this little experiment takes us. Okay, so that's how we got to where we are today. Let's not hang about. Let's do this. Let's terminate that Tattie Tea Bag Trial. Come on. The potato growing in this bucket is growing in a soil-based mix. It's been in this bucket about the same length of time as the potato that's growing in tea bags. This potato looks as though it could be a winner. It's got flowers starting to be produced and it looks quite healthy. But it'll be another 2 or 3 weeks before I take this potato. But compare and contrast this potato with the tea bag potato. So we're going to move from this potential winner to what looks like a failure. This potato growing in the tea bag has gone backwards. It definitely has, and it's not going to make anything. So there's no point in carrying on with this trial. We may as well terminate the Tattie in the tea bag trial. Let's get the wheelbarrow. Let's see what's in this bucket. Because we've always said here at Homegrown Veg, not only will we show you the winners, we'll show you the losers. That's the way it's got to be here at Homegrown Veg. Okay, let's terminate this Tattie. Now it's likely to be quite messy in this bucket, so we're going with gloves, and I might just fish about with that, depends what we find. Let's just do this. Wow. What a soggy mess. Wow. Well, hey, hold on, hold on. Some of the drier tea bags off top, obviously the ones are breaking down. But hey, we've got some potatoes. I'm going to clean these potatoes up. I don't know that we'll eat them. We may do. I don't know. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting total failure. Can you see those white spots? Do you know what they are? Lenticels. I'll see if I can find some text about lenticels. And I'll clip it into this video somewhere. Probably, well, I'll clip it in now. Yeah, this is what lenticels are. Okay, and that's as a result of this bucket being far too wet, and that's as a result of trying to grow things in tea bags that retain moisture. I mean, this bucket is soaking wet, and that's why I've got lenticels. But that doesn't mean that you can't eat that potato. You definitely can. Just take them off with your thumb. Okay, I'll put these two on. Let me sort this barrow out. And then we'll have a closer look at these potatoes. So we got one or two, didn't we? So it isn't a total fail, but it might be worth another shot, but I don't think I'll be doing it again. I've done it once. I've showed you the result. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, why don't you put these on a compost pile? Well, I don't put them on a compost pile because I haven't got one, and I haven't got one because my garden isn't big enough to have one. So I thought this might be a way of using those biodegradable tea bags. And yeah, look, they've broken down. I can't see on most of these the bag has disappeared, so they do break down. So if you've got a compost pile, that would be a way to go. This was just to sort of shortcut the compost pile because I didn't have one. Because I haven't got one, I haven't got room. But maybe this could be made to work. I mean, because I couldn't make it work doesn't mean it won't work. Look, we got those, didn't we? From tea bags, we got those. Now, in no way am I saying this is a winner, but what I'm saying is perhaps it could be. Give it a go. You give it a go. I've given it a go. I've showed you what I've got. Give it a go and then let us know what you've done. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll give these a quick wash and then we'll have a closer look at them and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so that's what we got. Perhaps a variation on this would be to go half tea bags, half garden soil. That might work even better. But we've got a result, haven't we? Yeah, we've got a result. It's not the best result in the world, is it? But we have got some potatoes. So I think I'm changing the category of this. This isn't a fail. This is nearly a win. Nearly a win. If that potato had grown for a few more weeks, perhaps, and these had got bigger, it would have been a win, wouldn't it? But the potato, as you could see, was finished, and this is what we got. So we've got nearly a win from growing potatoes in biodegradable tea bags. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.